Morning.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hi.
Here we are in sunny St Leonards and Hastings. And we're doing a podcast, aren't we? Basically about our town, because we get very involved in our town and we know a lot of things that are going on. But sometimes information drops out. So I will bump into someone in town and I'll say, "Oh, did you see so-and-so at the weekend?" And they'll go, "No."
Yeah.
"How did you know about that?" I said, "It was all over the socials." And they're like, "No, I missed it." So, you know, you and I have known each other a long time, haven't we?
Yeah.
Caf.
I think 10 years.
You're Caf, aren't you?
I'm Caf. Hello. Jennifer. Hi. That's Jamie over there. I'm going to just break the fourth wall.
Yeah, that's Jamie De Ath.
Hello.
Hastings movie maker extraordinaire.
Yeah.
I'm Patsy. And we have lived in this town and loved this town, but holes in information often happen.
Like the sinkholes in the road.
Like the exactly. Like the sinkholes, like the potholes.
Yeah, exactly.
They're really annoying.
Yeah.
So we were chatting, weren't we, months ago, and we talked about what if we just sat and had a cup of tea, filmed it, and talked about what's going on in the town. Because we end up doing this every week on our own anyway.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and we, along with quite a few others, are sort of folk who know a lot of other people, seem to chat quite easily with folk, and it just seems to make sense to try and share some of that knowledge in an easy way for everybody.
An easy way, accessible way.
Yeah.
Joining up some dots, really. I've always got this thing about joining dots.
Yeah, joining dots, definitely. Yeah.
So we're putting this together every week, so you, dear listeners, readers, viewers, visitors, have got an opportunity to just get in touch with us, and we'll give you the information as we go. So what we're going to do is we did a bit of a shout out. I'm a big fan of shout out. So shout out, did you know? Shout out for. Yeah. So we've been approached by some people already. So we've got some stuff for this week. So this is week one.
Week one. Yeah. Test.
It's a test.
Also, we're going to do it.
It is.
That's it.
But we're very passionate about this. So we're just going to crack on, aren't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's up to you. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start? You start. I don't mind.
I'm happy to start. Yeah.
Go on then.
So yeah, the people who got in touch with me on our Facebook call out were John Knowles.
Love John.
Patrick Keeley.
America Ground.
Yes. Oh yeah, the America Ground. So yeah, John of the lovely guy from Fat Tuesday.
Adam Daly.
Yeah, it's Adam Daly, but it was Bob Tipler and John.
Bob Tipler.
Who did the America Ground.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Opera that was held at the
musical.
That's it. Thank you. Not opera. Musical.
No, I cried.
Did you?
I cried.
That was one I wish I'd seen.
I clapped. Yeah. I got so excited by that.
Did you do a standing ovation?
I did. I because so much of it was so relevant.
Yeah.
And so poignant. It just touched every one of my bones and cells. It was just so clever. Yeah. The songs are phenomenal. So John Knowles got hold of you, because John Knowles wrote it, didn't he?
He did.
And Bob Tipler wrote the songs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And so John has been also promoting his son's work, Robin, who has made this incredible film with a lot of other filmmakers and neurodivergent folk, and it basically centres around what life is like as a neurodivergent person. It's called the Stimming Pool, and I've not seen it, but I've heard it's absolutely amazing, and it's coming to the Electric Palace on the 29th of March. So there's also a neurodivergent film festival, so lots of things where you can come along, and it will be staged in a certain way that means that it should feel comfortable and accessible for anybody. So that's a really exciting thing, and it's huge because it's taken off. They've been to various film festivals with it across the world. So
he's very clever, Robin.
Super clever.
Super clever.
Yeah, and it's really exciting to have it coming back home to Hastings. So because I was like, can I see it? I want to see it. So yeah, really excited about that.
But haven't we got? I mean, I'm a neurodivergent. I got my classification. Yeah. If you want to call it that. 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was quite quiet then. People didn't really talk about it, but now people really talk about it.
Yeah.
and you're good self.
I am as well. Yeah.
So and we have that in this town because this town is so full of clever, creative, passionate, inventive, inspirational people. That's what I love about here.
Yeah.
And it gets more and more creative, or so we don't lean into, we can't do it. We go into, how can we do it?
How can we work around that? How can we get it happening? It's super. Yeah, it's amazing the kinds of folk who live here, who grew up here, and then come back as well. That's another thing about anyone who's from Hastings. Like they tend to come back home again, which I think is really interesting. And then also there's space for people, who've just come in and who are new. So. I love that about living here. It's one of the best things.
I moved away. I was foolish.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I moved away. Moved away to Eastbourne. No. Moved away to Brighton. No. Came back here. Felt like a big old hug. But it's a lovely place. I mean, it's just amazing, and it's bonkers, which always works for me.
Part of the charm, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. So shall I do one now?
Go on then. Yeah.
Cool. So down the road to me in sunny St Leonards, we can't call it St Leonards, people get upset, is a place very close to my heart, and it's called the Mudworks Ceramic Studio, and it used to be a kitchen studio on that corner forever.
And it's selling kitchens,
what was it's on the corner of Tower Road West and London Road, so as you come up London Road and you've got Tower Road, which is taking up that wonderful corner.
Where I made this. I was made at the Mudworks.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be a member.
Oh, there you go. You've got Chantal and Isabella. Mm-hmm. You've also got Lizzie McCarran, bonkers, she's wonderful. Yeah. She is so. But Chantal and Isabella are the creators, and you've got Lizzie, and they've got a teacher there, Sarah Lee. So on their socials, they're at the Mudworks, and they're themudworks.co.uk. All this stuff will be underneath, by the way, when we start putting this out. So all these links will be under there. So Saturday, they've got a workshop coming up with Esmee Fisher on the 15th. Now, have you ever, 10 till 1, have you ever heard of Galentine's Day?
No, that's
not
good.
Me neither, Galentines.
Okay.
So Galentines is celebrating female friendships.
Oh,
I know.
Gal pal.
I love that, gal pals.
Okay.
Not like Valentine, like you're a couple.
I thought it was like gallants for a minute, but no.
No, I don't. Gal, I think their emphasis is on the gal. Guys have also got Valentine's Day for men.
We'll do.
I'm not sure they're going to make a feature of it, but the women will definitely. So, Esmee Fisher's got she's got a workshop coming up there, but they've also got 6-week pottery classes. They've got taster courses. They've got taster classes. So you can learn the craft as you've beautifully. I've got some of her stuff. Yeah, it's lovely.
Which of Chantal's?
Yeah, Chantal's.
Yeah. Esmee's is also beautiful.
I think
really
they just
beautiful.
are. They showcase other ceramicists, which I think is lovely and very generous.
Yeah.
I did see a thing though. I went in yesterday. She did send me the jingle, and now I've put my phone on airplane mode.
Oh, we can pop it in.
Can we? Oh, great! We'll put the jingle on. It's hilarious. It's beautiful. So she said, "Oh, it's throwing week, right?"
Ooh.
Now, I mean, can you think of anyone you'd like to throw a pot at? I know loads of people I'd love to throw a pot at, but no, obviously that's the way. I'm just being cheeky, really. But they make small batches, and they're lovely. They make jewellery, Christmas decorations. They're these really cute gingerbread men. Yeah. So and what I've always been a big fan of is the fact that they're seaside inspired. So we think, blues and greens. No, sunsets and sunrises.
One of their signature glazes, I don't know if they've still got it, it's like kind of a pinky colour, and it's in a lot of Chantal stuff. And
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, Chantal also, she sings, and
she does.
Yeah, I think she sings at the wheel.
Voice.
Absolutely fantastic, beautiful voice. And Isabella is wonderful as well. They're great people to work with. So if anyone's thinking about joining and becoming a member, it's a really calm thing to do. So I'm not a thrower, I'm a hand builder. So that was like slab and then formed into this sort of, But it was. I just couldn't. I wasn't patient enough for the wheel. Because it kept flying off and I kept getting upset. But what's really interesting is you're holding a piece of clay and you're kind of bashing it, You're like, I'm really, and it just like gets all of your emotion out, and then you can actually work and make something. You're like, okay, that's why I was like banging the clay.
But they make it look so easy.
They do.
Because when they make a batch of cups or jugs or whatever, they're absolutely identical. It would make that guy on the pottery throwdown weep. He would weep. So their thing is go and get muddy at the Mudworks, which I really like, and support your local pot dealer.
Excellent. Yeah, like it.
Which I think is really good. So next on your agenda,
on my list is Patrick Keeley. Got in touch about he's been directing a play that is coming to the Stables Theatre on February 7th to 15th, so quite soon. It's called After Miss Julie, and I listened to the podcast about it. I've got a few more things I'd like to ask him to really translate it from theatre speak to what would really get you going about it as a kind of punter who might not know anything about it. I don't know if you know the play After Miss Julie. No, nor had I. And basically, it's about when Churchill left government and it moved to Labour for the first time in a long time. And it's a woman who's kind of within that, and there's a lot of power play between the different people. And it sounds really interesting, like as a kind of relationship study, and quite intense. The picture itself is like she's sat on a bench and things are sort of dripping off her. I was like, what's going on? It looks intense from just looking at that.
Sure.
And
when's it on?
7th till 15th of Feb.
Nice.
So yeah, quite soon.
Yeah.
And what Patrick was keen about was that it's bringing these sorts of plays that he knows really well and that people more in that sphere know, but that people, well, like me and you, don't. I haven't heard of that, so I was excited to hear. Yeah, I'd like to go and see it. And then I'm also popping along, but this is sooner, to the Stables again to see Bev Lee Harling's new show. She's got a scratch performance, and that is called Hey Good Lookin, and it's on Friday the 31st, so that's like probably when this will be being put together, but I'll come back and tell you more about it. We'll see. It might come out.
You can review it.
Yeah, I could review it, definitely.
That'd be nice,
yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. No, I'm excited to go and see that. She wrote a piece called Ploughing the Salt Sea that was all about her mother and her mother's life, and this is about her father who had Alzheimer's and really sadly passed away last year. He was a foundry man and smelted lots of stuff, and so there's bits of the foundry products, like bits of metal. I don't know what all these words are, I need to learn foundry speak, but anyway, and she kind of tings on all of those as part of the performance, and I love the way Bev, she'll like bring the audience in, and
she'll make it musical.
Yeah, make it really beautifully musical, rhythmical, and I know it's just going to be great, so I'm taking Arlo along, my little boy, on Friday, just have a look. So
nice.
Yeah, I'll come back and let you know more.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about that.
Okay.
Okay. So something that's been running for a while, but I'm going to give it a shout because it's back open on this Saturday, is St Leonards Church Market. Corner of London Road and Pevensey Road, can't miss it. Chris was featured, the owner of the church, in Homes Under the Hammer, and they covered how he bought it under auction and then renovated it. But he opened it up last spring, and in fact, was it Jamie? Wasn't it open before because of the Christmas trees?
First thing we ever did was the Christmas trees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
my Christmas tree this year from Jamie.
So Jamie, bless him, was standing outside one day, and we were walking down because I only live up the road, and there were these Christmas trees, and I went, God, they're really good value. Look at them, they're lovely. Well, I do love a lovely tree, me.
Yeah.
And that's how we got to meet, wasn't it?
Me and the rest of St Leonards.
Exactly. So
the Christmas tree guy.
Yeah, you became Jamie the Christmas tree guy. So we got our Christmas tree, and that was last Christmas for last, so not the one just gone. And then in the spring, that was repeated, of course, this year, where it went all be a bit crazy, because I do like to promote people on Facebook.
Yeah, did it actually take off because of
that?
What's that?
Did Patsy kind of telling people?
Yeah, definitely people said, "Cool, Patsy's bigging you up on your old Facebook." And I'm like, yeah, look, she's excellent.
I'm a gobby mare. That's the thing. I do like being a bit of a gobby mare. I don't mind, because if it means someone's going to get something lovely and someone else gets paid, I'm very happy with that. You know.
Yeah. Well, Jamie actually lent us his sack barrow, because otherwise I was going to try and lug the tree that I had all the way up the hill round here.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, just take it with my." It did work.
Quite a few people borrowed the sack barrow.
Did they?
See, it's ingenious, isn't it? Really, it's ingenious. So, so last spring, Chris opened it to the public. It's had other things. It had so last year they had Friday night food markets. They had DJs. What a vibe! Lovely. The food was brilliant, and
Curious Town stuff.
there was. I'm getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
All right, calm down, calm down. I'm doing my bit. Thank you. So there was a New Year's Day rave, which was hilarious because you saw people staggering out. A daytime rave, which was really funny, and there were lots and lots of headaches and dark glasses the next day. And yeah, last July, absolutely, the Curious Agenda, a whole week of extraordinary events that were just so really moving and immersive. And then they moved on to the compound later on in the in July. But the market is back anyway. So the market is back. So it's its first one. So every Saturday 10 till 4. I've got 4-ish because I couldn't find whether it's 4 or 4:30. So if you're a moocher, I'm a moocher. Me and my husband love a mooch. Get nice walking shoes on or boots me. And we always pop in. So if you want to go in there, you can get your hair cut in there most weeks. You can shop and buy all sorts of stuff, hang out and eat. So they've got 27 stalls there to this moment. They may well have more on Saturday because he's still waiting to hear from people. So they've got antiques, housewares, jewellery, clothing and shoes. Talking of shoes, so you've got Joanna. I know Joanna. We used to be neighbours in the same house. She does these Soul Adventurer children's shoes, beautiful shoes. So she sells those. So you got there's glass jewellery, which I like very much. So I'll be over there, and people. There's a person. What are they called? Oh, All Things Spoon. They make things, jewellery and things out of spoons and forks and stuff. So really clever, really innovative.
Like kind of spoon bending Uri Geller type.
No, I think it's a bit more than that. I don't think it's a weird bloke standing there doing that. No. Give them some credit, darling. And they sell them. So they don't just snap in half. Yeah. So there's all that going on. There's a vinyl guy, Gary, vinyl books, CDs, textiles and stuff like that. There's a Valentine themed handmade stuff by Valerie.
Nice.
Candles, ubiquitous candles.
Of course.
They're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Nick, this is just some of the stuff, but there's going to be loads. Jackets and coats. See, me.
That's your thing.
That's my thing. Jackets, coats, boots.
Yeah.
I'm a happy woman. Yeah. I want a nice backpack. That's it. I like Dora the Explorer, as my son calls me. But what I particularly love about the market on a Saturday is the food. Lots of different food. I am going to shout out 2 people that I really like. No, it's 3. So you've got Mary, who does the Maltese Italian fusion. She has a lovely lamb shank. Oh God. You've got Anthony, who does the wonderful pizza. He takes his pizza oven down there. You've got Tina with the cakes. You've got the kombucha guys. You've got the copper pot gin. But what I love is Pat and Mervyn, because they're funny. They're really entertaining. They're really sweet. I like it when Fatima turns up. She's, oh my God, what she does with food is it's just extraordinary. But Pat and Mervyn, jams, they start with jams, right? They came in with jams. Do you want to try my jam? Sure, I'll try your jam. But then they bought hot food, South African hot food. As somebody who is a bit of a foodie, as you can tell, my ampleness, just to die for. So she made these fantastic mega sushis last year. She went, Mervyn screwed up the rice, I think was the excuse. So she said, I had all this rice and I had to do something with it. Oh my God, I thought I'd gone to heaven. So pretty special.
Yeah.
So
you also be a stall holder there, is there?
Yeah, oh yeah. So I'll put the tags on.
Yeah.
But so they are at St Leonard, SAINT Leonard's Church Market on the socials, but they're also stleoschurch.co.uk.
Another one, St Lenny's, St Leo's.
I know it's a thorny old subject when you get on the socials. Don't call it that. It's always been known as St Leonard's. Call it what you like. It's not going to get offended, is it? It's where we live.
Exactly.
So
right, back to me.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one I've got is Jude Montague, got in touch, fantastic Jude, who's got a kind of shop studio space down on King's Road in St Leonards.
Yeah.
Montague Armstrong. I don't know, like to describe Jude is quite difficult. Poet, person who's really good at tech and making mad sounds, also plays the guitar, also makes art. You know, just one of those, does everything people, of which we've got quite a few. And they're all unique in their own ways. So like what Jude has been doing, I think she might be a doctor as well, like a
bit
professor or something. And she's been working with Hastings Museum and Art Gallery and also others to celebrate the life of John Logie Baird, and that is now being shown as a kind of visual art exhibition called Transmissions that's up on the Walkway Gallery, so up above. You kind of go through the bit with the stuffed animals, round the corner through the bit that has the circly bit in the middle and lots of...
You're describing the museum?
Yeah, that's the museum, by the way. And then you go through. Or you come up from the Durbar Hall. Anyway, I work there, so that's why I'm kind of trying to describe it in that way, I guess. And yeah, it's just there, so it's just above, like on the top floor of the museum, and it's doing really well. It's had a lot of lovely responses from people, and there's a little link that we'll share where she does a walkthrough as well. So,
How long is it there for?
How long? Sorry, that is going from opened on the 11th of Jan. It's going through till the 23rd of March. So
nice.
A good stretch of time to come up and see that. Loads of other things to see at the museum as well. There'll be the Dino Gallery has been shut and it's being renovated, and it will reopen hopefully in half term, so that's fairly soon. And then Katie Baird got in touch about the Hastings Queer History Collective, who've got a talk, doors at 6:30 on the 25th of Feb, and that's called Queer Lives, Queer Objects. So that's with a group who have been bringing their lived experience and a perspective to the collections that are in the museum, and also kind of discussing issues around queerness, lives, objects, and what's been happening in the town, and how there's always been histories of that going way back when. So that's also happening on the 25th of Feb, and we'll put all of this again on the site.
It'll be up on the site. This Sunday, going back to St Leonards, we've just entered the year of the snake. So Chinese New Year. The snake is the sign of growth, flexibility, being a snake, I suppose, tolerance, but it calls for us particularly this year to be resilient and courageous, because we are entering a phase of conflict and chaos. So we've got to be clever. We've got to be, and this is really why we bought this, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why we made Our Town Has Plenty. Yeah,
because it was like, instead of just going down a sea of panic and
Trump
and
eco crisis,
all the stuff.
How many things?
We thought we'd bring something. So the very generous Chinese community are putting on a gig. They're taking over King's Road on Sunday, so they're going to have street food, a Chinese dragon dance.
I'm really excited about the dragon.
I know. Kung Fu demonstrations. My neighbour upstairs, young girl, she's so sweet. She's just passed her black belt in Kung Fu.
Wow.
Quiet, really reserved, really sweet. And she just popped down and she went, "I've just done my Kung Fu."
That's so cool.
I went, "What? She went, "Yeah, black belt." I went, "What?" So I'm astonished. So she may well be there.
Yeah.
But they're the street market, so it's this Sunday, 10:30 till 3:30. Yeah, So go down because it'll be great for everybody, I think. And
yeah, where is it, sorry?
King's Road.
Oh, it's King's Road.
Right, yeah, they're taking over the kids, so shutting off the King's Road. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Yeah, I was chatting about that last night with a friend. I was like, and he was saying how he'd been to like Soho and Chinatown and seen proper, the dragon dances there. And I was like, I've never seen one in real life. And I didn't realise there's one like this weekend, so that's really exciting. Yeah. So we can review that too.
It's a good excuse, really. Go uptown. You say just for a show, but if you can afford it, or you can get cheap tickets on matinee, you quite often see them doing the dragon dance as you come through. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Okay. Have you got any?
I've got another side to the board. I'll just turn it around.
Okay, I've only got one.
You've got one. Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a couple more that I could talk about, but very, very briefly. Who doesn't love a disco? So I don't know anyone who doesn't love a good old dance. So now I've been to these guys' discos, and it's the Silver Dream Machine disco, and so you've got it's two people, this couple, and they're marvellous. Kate Hodges, if you know Kate Hodges, bit of a powerhouse, woman of many talents. She's an accomplished author and has been for some time, but she also plays the guitar in the band Ye Nuns. So very talented. And Jeff, who's an incredible photographer. Jeff, he's Picture Post, so picture_post. And Kate is katehodges.org. So when you put these two together and they bring their disco, it's like nothing else I've been to. It's just so good. So you get an amazing night of proper sweaty, painful feet, but sweaty body, painful feet, but you really feel absolutely amazing. So they are the Silver Dream Machine Disco. Now when I first went to one of their gigs, I walked in, I wasn't expecting much. It was at the St Leonard, and I thought, oh yeah, it's just a disco. I'll go. And from the off, I just started screaming because it was banger after banger after banger. Nice. And I'm not kidding. And I've got really eclectic taste in music. So, and all you could hear was me shrieking. But I wasn't the only one who was shrieking. Everybody was shrieking because people just, that funny sort of when they're making their way to the dance floor, dancing on the way, like dads. It's Peter Kay.
Sounds like a wedding sort of thing. I don't mean to... No. That's something really nice about when everyone gets up and they're like, yeah! And it is just like everyone from everywhere as well. Every age, and they're all up.
It is, and it's for everyone. You can't not love it. So they cover... they go before they go on to the music. So they when we went, they had tambourines and maracas. Now, how can you not love that? So you can pick up their instruments and you can just bring it. It's just lovely. And this wonderful old-fashioned light show it just takes me back. I'm a 64-year-old who will not be quiet or around music because it's just it just is my thing. So they have proper floor fillers. It's soul, it's disco, it's funk, new wave, rock and roll, pop. But the thing that got me was going back to my 70s childhood, my teens. They just put on some T-Rex.
Really?
Oh, mate.
Tiger feet.
It took me back. What?
Tiger feet? Isn't that T-Rex?
No.
Sorry, excuse me.
You can cut that out.
Who is
this
that?
is someone who obviously doesn't know.
Mud.
That's mud.
Oh, sorry.
T-Rex. That's gold. That's glam.
T-Rex is like the Billy Elliot soundtrack.
Glam rock gold. You mud. Take yourself away.
That's right.
I'm offended. I'm going to look away now.
You'll just found our soundtrack.
I'll gather myself. Take yourself. Yeah. But they put T-Rex on, and I just went up and I kissed them both.
Oh, which T-Rex song was it?
It was they did several. So they did a little montage, and it was just the best. Because all of a sudden I was a 13-year-old kid, ginger hair and big teeth and freckles, just down the Tuesday Club, which was our idea of going out and having a Tuesday disco for the children. I wasn't a child. I was 13. I was cool.
Yeah. Where was it? Was it in a
wasn't.
community hall or something?
Yeah, it was in a community centre in Essex. You can tell, can't you? You can hear it. But it's just great. So they've got a gig coming up on Valentine's night on the 14th, Friday the 14th, at the Piper, which is on Norman Road. So it's a great vibe. It's a really good vibe. So yeah, I really like them.
I'm going to go home and I'm here at home, but I'm going to have to go and listen to it. I can't believe that I said that. I knew it was wrong.
That was a really bad move, Caf.
Yeah, it's all right.
It wasn't.
There are going to be some of those.
Yeah. I think we should have a lot of them actually, really, because I'm going to make.
Oh, is that such and such?
Yeah. Oh, no. No, exactly.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go for it, darling.
Well, yeah, Tuesday Club made me think of a drum and bass night that I used to go to in Sheffield when I was a student there. But that's got nothing to do with anything that we're talking about today. Apart from that, yeah, it's just funny that yours was like a kind of kids one, and we were kids, but we really didn't think we were when we were dancing, and it's like really serious.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, sophisticated.
It was top of the pops, you know. That was what we knew.
Yeah.
Bless.
What else forgot? Sharon Rhodes got in touch about her new project, the Maslow Housing Cooperative Limited. Do you know much about that?
A little.
Little, yeah. I don't know much yet, so I'm going to look into that and get back to tell people a bit more. But wanted to mention it as a kind of to point towards it. I know that she's done an awful lot of work around bringing community together, celebrating Hastings, running Love Hastings activities, and then she did have the self-actualisation programme, I think it was called, which this feels like it's a move on from that. So yeah, looking forward to hearing more. And then also another thing that's just been launched last Saturday was Hex, which is an amazing name for a new paper in Hastings because of the whole witchy, you know, and weirdy stuff that happens here. But Hastings Examiner is something that Sarah Gomes-Harris wanted us to shout about and just let people know that it's out there. And I think it's weekly. I might have that wrong, so we'll check. But yeah, those were the things I think have finished. Oh no, there's also the Bright Foundation, so that's a lovely group.
Yes.
So they've got a new filmmaking and sort of film cinema museum-y type space called Bembo Arts down on the corner of
London Road.
Thank you, London Road, thank you. It's like, is it normal? London Road, yeah. And they're fantastic. They're really good people, the people who are involved, and they also have a really lovely space out in sort of Fairlight, isn't it? Kind of off the ridge. And they have, over the half term, a show called Anansi and the Lost Son on Thursday the 20th and Friday the 21st of Feb, which is for half term kind of thing. And they do loads of other things, so they're worth having a look at. Oh, and then I did mention, well, I've written it down there, but we'll be talking about this more, is Fat Tuesday on the 1st of March.
Oh, yes.
Which is really important to mention.
Definitely. No, that's really important because that's a big collaboration, Fat Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, brings a lot of people in. Yeah. Gets everyone going. It
also, because we're a town of festivals, we're known for our festivals, it feels like Fat Tuesday kicks it off.
Yeah, that's true. It's like the start of the season.
It's the start of the season because we go, I think it ends at the Christmas, whatever the Christmas balls are, whatever, but generally speaking, I always used to think it ended in the, what's the one in October?
Bonfire?
No.
Storytelling?
No. It's part of Fat Tuesday. It's the other end. It's the... Oh, God.
October?
I didn't make a note. October 31st. It's All Hallows Eve.
Oh, okay. It's not the zombie walk thing. That's something else. Yeah.
No. Okay. So anyway, they start it with Fat Tuesday and it ends at the other end. I'm sorry, guys, for not doing it justice and thinking of the name. We will do it again. But actually, you've got a couple of Christmas things that happen as well. But we have all these things that go on, so we will cover all of those and give some detail. Yeah. But it always feels like that when we're sort of sleepy and just getting out of our hibernation, that Fat Tuesday kicks it off. Yeah. Definitely. Because where it will do, in fact, where it's warmer in New Orleans, where the Mardi Gras really starts, it's much warmer there. So we all come trotting out in our several layers of colourful clothing and go wandering around with our parasols and umbrellas and
there's always the kids
kids
decorating umbrellas, workshop
exactly.
Yeah.
So it starts things off, and what we'll also cover is these Unplugged Saturday Unplugged, which is one of the best things I've ever seen, but we'll cover that in the future. So you can sit in a pub and watch all the bands rotate, or you can rotate with the bands and go to all the different, so right the way across the town it's covered. One small thing, I will cover this really quickly and I will do it justice later, is if anybody didn't know, is interested in acting, we have a Meisner group, which is Stanford Meisner, who started an incredible acting group to help actors get very much more authentic as opposed to performing only. Dominique Gerard holds these on the first Sunday of every month, and I'll put the details up for this. And I go, and I'm going on Sunday, and I've been going now since the middle of last year. It's fascinating. It's like therapy, actually. But what it does is, if you're interested in performing in any way, whether it's stand up or in improv or acting, I'm in a choir, which we'll talk about later. We'll talk about choirs. Choirs. But it's fascinating to learn about our ability to be real when we try and perform. We get all these, and as neurodiverse women, we spend a lot of our time masking.
Oh yeah.
So dropping the mask and being ourselves and being brave and courageous in that.
Yeah.
So I'll cover that more in more detail.
Yeah, we were chatting about that the other day, weren't we? About how actually performing in any guise is really good for someone who's neurodivergent, and
So. Okay, so this is what really we're going to do every week. We're just going to sit and talk about what's going on, and but we've got we can do very short bites of what's going on. We can do long bites. It's up to you really. If you've got something that you'd like to share with us, we are at, she has to remember, ourtownhasplenty@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Facebook, and by the end of this week you'll be able to find us on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, use whatever you can. If you can hashtag us in anything that and at us.
Yeah.
So it's mutual, so we can build up some traffic. That'd be great. Share it. I'm going to throw it out on all the sites that I'm part of. And so if you've got something coming up, a fun thing, a serious thing, a child thing, a family thing, a theatre thing, a music thing, a food thing, please bring me the food.
Health
thing, anything really. Just give us a bit of a nod.
Not health issues. We are concerned about you, but just make sure that it's about what's happening.
Yeah, it's about. So really, it's about what's going on in St Leonards and Hastings and in our locale, and because if you're struggling to promote it, let us do it for you.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
will happily do it for you.
And I think another thing that I'd love to chat around is just sort of funny conversations that you've had with people in the street or taxi drivers. So I met a taxi driver today on the way to drop Arlo, and he used to work on the pier, and he said that now he's finished all of that, but he was someone who I think he ran the arcade, so he was the boss in the arcade, and people still recognise him in the street and you kicked me out of the arcade in 1980 whatever, and he was talking about Pub on the Pier, which I don't remember because I wasn't around then, and then I was asking him about Gritty Palace, which was something else. So Pub on the Pier was even earlier. And
Did he give you a name?
No, he didn't. His name, no.
Might know this man.
You might. Well, we started talking about the whale. Oh my god, the whale's back. That's news, right?
It is. It is.
Keep an eye.
It is.
Horizon.
So watch out for the humpback whale.
Yeah.
So we're going to close up now, because otherwise, you know what's going to happen. Caf will just keep talking. So we have to call time. With her Mudworks cup. So so that's us for this week, and we'll see you next week. Yeah, it's been lovely. Yeah, thank you, darling.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
thank
Jamie.
you.
Cheers.
Yay. Cheers. Cheers, Jamie. Cheers.